Gone are the days of knights, castles, and moats. Unfortunately, as a species, we've generally moved past the days of absolute monarchies and powerful nobles. No, we gave all that up for boring stuff like constitutions and republics. But not everywhere, though. Some countries still have their castles, their knights, and their monarchs, some of which have even gained celebrity status around the world. Of course, we all know about Queen Elizabeth and Prince Harold. This time, though, we'll be looking at a different, popular, and stinking rich monarch, Prince Mohammed Bin Salman Al Saud. We'll look at what it's like being the Saudi prince, what he spends his vast, unending wealth on, and if he's the kind of guy you'd want at your parties. Mohammed Bin Salman is the Crown Prince, Deputy Prime Minister, and Minister of Defense of Saudi Arabia. He was born on August 31st, 1985, in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. After attending King Saud University, he worked as his father's personal aide and was appointed heir apparent and the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia in 2017, a title that must look really cool on a driver's license, although I have the sneaking suspicion he hasn't driven himself anywhere in a while. Speaking of which, MBS isn't just known for being a royal worth literally billions of dollars. He's also known for spending it too. He has a wide array of interests and ventures he likes to funnel that nice, slick oil money into, one of which includes progressively larger luxury vehicles. Oil money and luxury cars are a combo as old as time. If you haven't seen rich princes doing donuts in the desert, then I have one question for you. How heavy is that rock you've been living under? Mohammed Bin Salman isn't just some wealthy prince, though. He's the public face of the House of Saud, the Saudi royal family with a collective net worth of about $2 trillion. And these Saudi princes don't just buy luxury cars. They turn luxury cars into spectacles. I mean, Prince Al Talal bin Abdulaziz literally owns a diamond-coated Mercedes. Buying a luxury car might not be an easy feat, but it is doable, and MBS isn't about to be outdone by some backwater millionaire. So, he didn't just buy one insane car, he went ahead and purchased a whole fleet of crazy cars, including his customized gold Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, worth $7.5 million, his gold Rolls-Royce Phantom Coupe, worth $8 million, and his Bugatti Veyron Grand Sports, which, you guessed it, is also gold, worth $12.5 million. This Bugatti might not be MBS's favorite car from his collection, but it sure is mine. Among the rarest modern cars around, this Bugatti is one of the fastest street-legal cars in the world, with a top speed of 450 kilometers per hour. This car can run into me any day. MBS doesn't just drive around in style either. Even when he's in the middle of the ocean, you're not gonna catch him surrounded by anything but the peak of luxury. That's why he went ahead and bought himself a 440-foot, $500 million yacht called the Serene. So here we have a yacht fancy enough to have caught the eyes of a Saudi royal. What's so special about it then? Well, for one, it was built and designed by some of the biggest names in the massive luxury boat game. Fincantieri and Raymond Langton Design Limited, to name a couple, came together to build this baby. The boat has a total length of 440 feet, spanning across 7 decks and can accommodate up to 24 guests in 12 cabins with private decks, with a total of 52 crew members, including the captain, in 30 cabins. If you don't understand what I'm saying, it's this. The Serene is pretty damn big. The Serene comes with 2 helipads, one of which can be turned into a dance floor or a pool, if the party gets that crazy. Of course, there are other pools as well on the yacht. Spas, a snow room, and a steam room. Gotta be ready for any weather after all. And yet, the yacht still has enough storage space for a large submarine. The Serene offers several areas dedicated to children, including a playroom with a climbing wall and an entertainment center with the latest video game consoles. Of course, being the owner of this behemoth, MBS has a full deck all to himself. It comes with a private lift, taking him from the stateroom to his private rooms. He also gets a private swim platform, free from peasant contamination, a California king-size bed, a full walk-in dressing area, and a spacious bathroom. Guess what? The Serene isn't the only yacht owned by Mohammed Bin Salman. I didn't call him a collector for nothing. He is also the proud owner of a $120 million super yacht. Not quite as insane as the Serene, but this 260-foot vessel, named the Pegasus 8, certainly pulls its own weight. I mean, $120 million is in fact $120 million more than I can pay to purchase a yacht. So what does this yacht have to offer for such a hefty price tag? Well, it boasts everything from a 13-seat cinema panorama to a helipad that doubles as a golf driving range. It's got a dry dock that can be flooded to create a 40-foot swimming pool and a jacuzzi. Because let's face it, the ocean is cool, but it isn't that fun to swim in. The yacht can take up to 12 guests and 26 crew members, and comes with plenty of ways to entertain anyone lucky enough to be in the middle of the ocean with Mohammed Bin Salman. The yacht comes with a party deck complete with 2 bars, a grand piano, a barbecue, and a dance floor. Oh, and a 1,000-bottle tequila cellar. If anybody winds up overboard, this is probably why. Other than his love for yachts, the prince has a love for art as well. 2 hobbies that, strangely enough, intersect. In 2017, an original painting by Leonardo da Vinci called Salvator Mundi was purchased for $450 million. Being a 500-year-old painting from da Vinci, it obviously didn't sell cheap, making it the most expensive painting in the world. And it turns out, the painting was purchased by none other than MBS himself. Rumor has it that the same painting currently hangs in the hallway of one of MBS's mega yachts. It could be on the Serene, or it could be on the Pegasus. Nobody knows. Fingers crossed it doesn't get any water damage. Now, if you thought for a second Mohammed Bin Salman likes to collect just cars and boats, then I'm sorry to disappoint. He also has a soft spot for massive properties as well. Don't we all? MBS went ahead and did what any of us looking to spend some time abroad did. He bought himself a $300 million French chateau. In 2015, Mohammed Bin Salman bought the Chateau Louis XIV in the west of Paris for about $300 million, and it was dubbed the world's most expensive home. To the naked eye, this elegant structure looks like something that must have been built in the 17th century, with its gold-leafed fountain, marble statues, and labyrinth of hedges. But looks can be deceiving. It's filled with, I'd say, about a couple $100 million worth of 21st century technology, which include, but is not limited to, a sound system, lights, air conditioning, and fountains, all controlled remotely by your iPhone. My heart goes out to my fellow Android users. So what could a 57-acre, 10-bedroom estate offer to draw the attention of not only the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, but also Kim Kardashian, who briefly considered it as a venue for her wedding to Kanye West? Bit of trivia for you property nerds in the audience. Well, like many top-of-the-line properties out there, it has the usual flourishes. It has an amazingly decorated indoor swimming pool. We're talking mosaic tiling and chandeliers, the whole 9 yards. There's a theater and a wine cellar, a combination born from the heavens. And what prince's castle is complete without a moat? This moat, however, isn't filled with crocodiles. It's filled with sturgeon and beautiful koi fish. I'd have gone for sharks though, but moats aren't what they used to be anymore. The chateau's interiors are covered with marble from floor to ceiling, wowing anyone lucky enough to step a foot in there. Before the Secret Service gets to you, that is. If you are invited in though, you'll get to see the amazing ballroom and the subterranean nightclub. Clearly, this chateau was built for all kinds of parties. Being the crown prince of the Saudi royal family, he's unsurprisingly involved in the nation's many ventures. For one, he oversees the state-owned oil company called Saudi Aramco, one of the most valuable companies in the entire world, worth about $2 trillion. In case you were wondering why the Saudi royal family is worth so much, it might have something to do with that. MBS might be chairing the Supreme Board of Aramco and overseeing the company directly, but that doesn't mean he spends all his business acumen managing liquid gold. He has interest in other endeavors, one of which involves everyone's favorite pastime, football. It turns out, when you control trillions of dollars, purchasing a football club isn't quite as hard as you think. Successfully purchased England's Newcastle United soccer team in late 2021, after 18 months of protracted disputes. The purchase was for a reported $409 million, giving the Saudi consortium 80% ownership. This purchase was made by Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund, which is essentially a state savings account for the Saudi government. It makes the bulk of its money from oil, surprise, surprise, and has its hands in businesses all around the world, from Disney to Starbucks, all of which is controlled by the Public Investment Fund's chairman, Crown Prince Mohammed Bin Salman. No sitting around and letting the advisors do the work for this regent. Being royalty, you might think the Crown Prince must have a complicated relationship with his family. That's not necessarily true. In fact, he's incredibly close with his family. When King Salman bin Abdulaziz eventually dies, MBS is set up to take over the throne, making him the youngest king in Saudi Arabia history. King Salman is already 85 years old, and MBS is widely recognized as the current power behind the throne. Have things been set up for a boring episode of Game of Thrones or an exciting episode of Tudors? Only time will tell. So what do you think about Mohammed bin Salman? Is he your new favorite monarch? Please, let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, do leave us a like.